Who should John Cena face in his retirement tour? That's a question everybody has been asking since John Cena announced at Money in the Bank that 2025 will be his final year. The Royal Rumble in 25 will be his last, the Elimination Chamber in 25 will be his last, and WrestleMania 41 will be the final time we see the GOAT lace up his boots. And while it is sad to see the GOAT approaching the end of his career, it is still very exciting to think that we're going to get a lot of John Cena in 2025. So what should we expect from John? Should we expect him to go after that WWE Championship? Maybe the World Championship? How about the Intercontinental title since he never won the thing? Or maybe he just comes back to put over the next generation of wrestlers. Whatever it is, I'm excited and the opportunities are endless. So today I'm looking at your suggestions as to who should John Cena face in his final few matches. If you would like to be featured in these videos in the future, make sure to drop a follow over on X at Conman167. But before we begin, make sure you leave a like on this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn those notifications on so you never miss another upload. Now, let's get into this thing. The first one we're going to look at is Karrion Cross, and this is really interesting from CJ to mention Karrion because Karrion is one of those guys that really could benefit from a feud with John Cena. He's a big dude, he's got a good look, he's hella intimidating, but right now his character just isn't truly connecting with people at home. It's getting better. The stuff with the New Day right now is actually helping him out a lot, but like a feud with John Cena could go a long way in making Karrion Cross feel like a main event player once again, because at one point he was looking to be like the next star in WWE. That NXT run that he had as NXT champion where he was bald was awesome. And I think they could get this man back to that level to be taken as seriously as he once was. But ever since Vince McMahon put the suspenders and the mask on him, it's all been downhill for this guy. He's never really been able to truly recover. And John Cena certainly could help him put him in that right direction. So yeah, I'm completely down for Cena versus Cross. CM Punk. This is really interesting because I grew up watching John Cena and CM Punk enter into their rivalry. Money in the Bank 2011 is one of my favorite matches of all time. In fact, without that match, I don't even know if I would still be a wrestling fan today. It's that important to me. I can still remember asking my mom to record it on the VHS because I had a hockey game that night. And when I got home from hockey, oh my God, man, my mind was blown. But this one right here would be really interesting for the nostalgia factor. Now, do I think Cena versus Punk is the best use of John Cena in his final few matches? Probably not. They really don't need to go down this lane. If they wanted to, they could feature them in a segment together, have Punk and Cena together in the ring. That would be really, really awesome, but I don't see any reason for an actual match to happen here between these two. So put this in our back pocket. It'd be great to see one time, but with a limited amount of matches, let's give somebody else the opportunity. We want Cody. A little bit of bias here says one of them has to be Cody. And hot take, Cody should win. Obviously, I'm biased, no shiz, but it'd be perfect passing of the torch moment, even though we've already gotten two of them already with Cody and Cena. I don't know if we really need to see this matchup. It kind of feels like the whole CM Punk scenario where they could go in that direction. You could use John Cena to elevate Cody Rhodes, but like, is it necessary at this point in time? Would it be a cool match? Sure. Would it be like great for the Royal Rumble if they really wanted to sell it that way to keep John Cena out of the actual Royal Rumble match? Yeah, you could definitely do Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, but who do you cheer for? Does it make Cody Rhodes more of a babyface? Probably not. In fact, it might get people to turn on Cody Rhodes a little more. So this is one of those ones that could backfire if we go in that direction of Cody versus John, as you're trying to get Cody Rhodes over as the most popular babyface in WWE, and John Cena is like literally one of the most popular stars of all time. I don't know how that would work. It could be good. It could be must-see TV, but would it be counterproductive? Probably. Braun Breaker, definitely. Yes. This one is one that I wholeheartedly agree with. As much as it would be cool to see Karrion Cross get a match against Cena, as much as it would be great to see Punk or Cody Rhodes get that matchup, this one right here is for the future. Braun Breaker is a megastar in the making. He has been so good since coming up to the main roster. Everything he has done is must see. He's the Intercontinental Champion. John Cena has never won the Intercontinental Championship before. It writes itself. You need to go down this road. And I would have Braun Breaker beat John Cena. Can you imagine if Braun beats Cena when he's trying to capture that IC title and then John has to question, do I still have what it takes? Hell, I would make this his first feud. Why not? This would be so damn good to watch. And if you had this happen at the Royal Rumble, man, take my money. The one and only AJ Styles. We're going down that nostalgia road again, eh? We're going all the way back to Royal Rumble 2017 when AJ and John Cena put on an incredible matchup. And of course, all their other matches that they had were just as good, if not better. I loved this feud between Cena and AJ Styles, and it was a great way to introduce AJ Styles to the main roster. But if you think about it, John Cena helped make AJ Styles a household name in WWE, so why wouldn't he do that for another wrestler? AJ Styles is near the end of his career. He doesn't need the Cena rub anymore, and since we've already since we've already gone down that path, like, I don't think there's any reason to. Now, granted, the matchup would probably be very fun. It would be a great episode of Raw if it was main evented by Cena and AJ, or a great episode of SmackDown even. But putting this on pay-per-view with a limited amount of matches left, is that the right call? Connor says no. LA Knight. Yeah. 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 Please, yes. Now we're cooking right here. John Cena and LA Knight could be must see. And I know everybody's going to be like, Con, didn't you just say baby faces versus baby faces isn't the proper way to go? And generally speaking, no, it's really not. But LA Knight and John Cena could definitely make this work. Both of them have characters where they don't have to be over the top, bubbly good guys at all time. LA Knight's got some roughness to him. John Cena certainly can bury anybody on the mic when he wants to. Put them in that ring, give them 10, 15 minutes, and you're going to watch some magic. Also, the promos leading up to it would be so good. And if John Cena put over LA Knight, man, that would do wonders for LA. Listen, I think this match would be great. Dominik Mysterio versus John Cena. I'm here for it. Hey, I think this would be a great Monday Night Raw episode. If this was the main event, John Cena versus Dirty Dom, I think everybody would be thrilled. Hell, that even sounds like a pay-per-view match if they wanted to. That could happen at Elimination Chamber. Do I think there's bigger matches out there for John Cena? Yes. Do I think this would do wonders for Dominik Mysterio? Also, yes. For Dom to be featured in a feud with John would elevate his stock tenfold. And if you added in Liv Morgan with it, there could be some fun promos there. Like, I see this happening as well. This definitely makes sense on paper. And why not, right? Why wouldn't you put one of your most hated heels in Dominik Mysterio up against one of your most popular baby faces of all time in John Cena? It really does write itself. The matter is it going to happen, or will they choose to use John Cena in other matches? Feels like they might choose to use John Cena elsewhere, but like, hey, if they dial this up, I'm here for it. Carmelo Hayes is a very interesting one because Carmelo's stock has kind of fallen since being called up to the main roster. He's not being pushed in the way that, say, Braun Breaker is. Hell, you could argue he's not even being pushed as well as Ilya Dragunov. He feels like he's the number 3 project. He even feels like he's less important than, say, Odyssey Jones right now. Pete Dunne's getting a little more featured. Like, he's falling down the card. Andrade's being featured more. So Carmelo Hayes would benefit massively from a feud with John Cena, and they have a little history here. They've interacted on camera before, and I think Carmelo Hayes could definitely elevate his game when he's in the ring against John Cena. In many ways, Carmelo Hayes and John Cena feel very similar, especially from the start of their career. Carmelo Hayes is loudmouth, he's awesome in the ring, and he understands this business, but like, he's just needing something else to get over with the fans. The promo work will come in due time. I know a lot of people have some issues with his promos. Personally, I don't, but like, I know that people will start to be won over by Carmelo Hayes. Hell, he won everybody over in NXT, right? Like, he got over in NXT as NXT champion. He turned heel. He's been face. He can get the job done. And so John Cena would elevate this man so much. So I'm here for a match between Cena and Melo. And I think Melo could pull a great matchup out of John. Just the styles in the ring seem like they would mesh really well. Dialing back Roman Reigns. Now, with Roman Reigns being a babyface and John Cena obviously being a babyface, I don't see this happening. We've already seen the matchup twice. They've gone down this path. If anything, John Cena and Roman tagging together, oh, now we're cooking. Imagine if Cena and Roman tag up. Like, anything's possible in John Cena's run. This could be an episode of SmackDown. This could be a mega main event of Friday Night SmackDown. Like, I don't know how many dates he's set to work. I don't know how many matches he's set to work, but I don't imagine it's just going to be pay-per-views. Like, I think Cena will be there for some Raws, for some SmackDowns. Like, I think he's just going to show up everywhere. Hell, he'll show up in NXT, won't he? So, hey, there's a possibility. Roman and Cena tagging together? Yes, please. Roman and Cena one-on-one? I'm going to pass. But how about this Samoan, Jacob Fatu? Dude, can you imagine if they did what they did with Solo Sikoa versus John Cena, only it's Jacob Fatu versus John Cena? If Jacob just squashes Cena in one of his last matches, man... oh, that could be really, really good. And it doesn't seem that outlandish to get there because of the way John Cena lost to Solo Sikoa. Cena could go bloodline hunting for a little bit, and this man steps up. Maybe Solo completely disregards Cena. Maybe this is even how we get to that tag match between Roman and Cena versus maybe Jacob and Solo. I don't know. Like, it could happen, right? But I definitely want to see Jacob Fatu versus John Cena. It would be such a star-making performance for Jacob. He could desperately use it. And, like, look, the match would be great. You know it would. Definitely Finn Balor. I believe they can put on a phenomenal match, and this should be his first opponent on Raw with the Netflix show. Hey, yeah, you know what? This would be a great way to introduce John Cena in his retirement tour. Finn Balor, John Cena, one-on-one, John Cena goes over. Unless, there's some shenanigans with the Judgment Day or Street Trash is what I'm hoping they're going to name themselves someday.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
But, like, this match actually would cook. Finn Balor can get a great match out of pretty much anybody, and John Cena works to a style that would benefit Finn Balor big time. The power versus speed is a great story in wrestling, and, like, those two would tell it perfectly. So, yeah, why not, right? Let's do Finn Balor versus John Cena. That makes a lot of sense on paper. Great introductory way to bring John Cena back. He's going to be there on Raw, the very first episode of Netflix, so why not have an actual matchup that could main event it? This is really interesting. I think Drew McIntyre should retire John Cena because it needs to be someone who can use it to elevate themselves without everything else they do being compared to when they retired John Cena. I don't understand the last part of your message right there, but I totally get the first part, that Drew could benefit big time from retiring John Cena. In his current character, he would smile and gloat about it for years to come, and it wouldn't just be that he retired John Cena. It's not like Baron Corbin retiring Kurt Angle, where people only care about it for a week or two. This is Drew McIntyre, a top heel or even a top tweener in WWE, and it's one of the biggest baby faces, one of the biggest stars of all time being retired by him. This would be excellent TV, and the more I think about it, John Cena versus Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 41, career versus... I don't know. Maybe Drew McIntyre's career is on the line as well. Hey, you never know, right? But I'm down for it. Drew McIntyre versus Cena. Yes, please, make it happen. Maybe I'm the only one, but in my opinion, run Theory versus Cena back with the proper build. Yeah, this ain't happening. I'm sorry to tell you. John Cena couldn't give two shiz about Austin Theory. He tried for a little bit, and you could just tell John Cena was so uninterested in that guy. He buried him in the ring. He buried him on the microphone. The guy didn't even give this man a chance. He essentially made him go right back to the back of the line, and Theory hasn't recovered since. I don't know if John Cena versus Austin Theory is the way to go because I feel like it would happen all over again. That's all people would remember, and unless the goal was to truly get Austin Theory over John Cena, like, why would you run this thing back? It didn't work the first time. It's not going to work the second time. Just keep those two apart. Joe Hendry. Now, before we say anything more, people say I look like Joe Hendry. They called me Ginger Joe in my stream chat, which I don't know how I feel about that. But let's talk about this man. We believe in Joe Hendry. We absolutely believe, and I believe that this would be awesome. John Cena could pull something out of Joe. I'm not expecting a 5-star classic, but the promos and the build would be very entertaining, and I think it would help establish Joe Hendry in WWE should he come over here from TNA. There's rumors that Joe is WWE bound in the new year, and I believe those rumors. I don't think WWE would put this much stock into this man if he wasn't eventually coming over to WWE, similar to what they did with Jordynne Grace. She's coming over to WWE too, I believe. So why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you make this match happen? Why wouldn't you introduce Joe Hendry up against John Cena? Even if it's just a promo segment together, the rub that John Cena could give this man would be great to see. I know a lot of people are like, Joe Hendry's a flash in the pan. He's only going to get over because of his theme song. He's not that great in the ring and all that. But like, the reality is, you don't have to be great in the ring in order to become a superstar. You just have to be good. And Joe Hendry is good in the ring. He's good on the microphone. He's got a great theme song. He's got a good look, a good attitude. Like, there's nothing wrong with Joe. So, yeah, push this man. Let's put him up against John Cena. Dynal Gunther. Yeah. Oh, man. This one could and should happen. You know how I talked about Drew McIntyre maybe being the guy to retire John Cena at WrestleMania? Well, if that's not happening, this one should be. World Heavyweight Championship match between Gunther and John Cena at WrestleMania might be what Gunther needs to establish himself as one of the greatest World Heavyweight Champions of all time, because I think that's what they're going for. They don't give him that run with the IC Championship for so long only to make his world title run feel lesser. They're not going to do that. They're going to make this world title run feel super, super special, and a win over John Cena, retiring John Cena in his final WrestleMania, gosh, man, Gunther could benefit from that big time. It fits his character. Hey, why not? Let's do John Cena versus Gunther. One last time, The Rock versus John Cena, thrice in a lifetime, is coming up at WrestleMania 41, man. I kid. I don't think we're going to see this. Now, it's not impossible. If we're looking at just the storylines that WWE has put out there, these two did interact at WrestleMania 40, right? Like, if we're looking within the confines of WWE storytelling, they interacted recently. That could mean that John Cena and The Rock could actually happen again. Do I think it's going to? No, not really. I would be very, very surprised if this is actually a direction that WWE moves in, but it could happen, man. And crazier things have gone down. So Rock, John Cena, well, it would be must see, and truly, truly must see. We all know the match wouldn't be that great. They would have to smoke and mirrors the match a ton in order just to make it feel passable. So I think this is something you stay far away from. There's no need to put those two in the ring anymore together unless it's a promo segment. I think John Cena is going to come across a lot of people with these promos, right? He's going to cross paths in Raw, on SmackDown, at pay-per-views. He's just going to cross paths with everybody and just have these backstage promos. But in the ring, I don't see John Cena and The Rock happening. I had to throw this one in here. John Cena versus R-Truth. This is actually a bit of a dream match. I don't care what anybody says. With all the history that R-Truth has, saying that John Cena is his childhood hero, meanwhile R-Truth is actually older than John Cena, is freaking funny. I think everybody would buy into this matchup, even if it was just for like a minute, if it was a comedy match. But like, hey, look, R-Truth has been doing some of the best work of his career over the last couple of years here. It sounds so outlandish, and it's not going to happen because he's beloved, but like, what if you turned R-Truth heel? What if you went back to Cena versus R-Truth from Capital Punishment? What if R-Truth smokes another dart inside the arena? You know, hey, heel Truth versus face John Cena in 2024 might work. It's not incredibly stupid. It's slightly stupid, I will admit, but it's not incredibly. This could go down. I highly doubt it, but hey, you know, wrestling's fun. Why not? Now, this is a bit of a pipe dream, but can you imagine if Obafemi comes on up to the main roster and just destroys John Cena? If that's his introduction to the main roster, you have made this man. There's nowhere else for him to go but up after that, in my opinion. Like, I don't think there's any way you beat John Cena as clean as a whistle, looking the way Obafemi does, with the presence that he does, and not move up that card. A lot of people could say there's nowhere else but to go other than down because he beat one of the greatest of all time. But I feel like beating John Cena in 2024 isn't as, like, you know, impressive as, say, beating him in 2007. I mean, Super Cena beat everybody back then, so when he did eventually lose, it was a big deal. Obafemi squashing John Cena would be a big deal for Oba, but I don't think it would be like, oh my God, he's got nowhere else to go. He's already reached the mountaintop. There's only way to go is down. Now, I think the only way to go would be up from there. So yeah, give me Obafemi versus John Cena, please. And kind of in the same boat right here is Trick Williams. Now, Trick Williams could become a star facing John Cena, just like pretty much anybody else from NXT could elevate their stock. However, Trick Williams and John Cena, I don't think their chemistry in the ring would work. Trick Williams benefits from wrestling with a bit of a smaller dude who doesn't have a lot of power because Trick Williams works in a quicker way than John Cena does. John Cena, I think, could definitely get the crowd into it, and the dueling chants of let's go Cena and Trick Williams or whatever, whoop that trick. For a second there, I forgot what his catchphrase was. Whoops, take away my wrestling card now. But if you did John Cena versus Trick Williams, like the crowd would be electric. I just don't know how the match would be. Maybe they get a really good matchup. But for me, this is not something that I'm overly interested in. And I would rather see maybe someone like Ilya Dragunov go up against John Cena. In fact, I haven't really said this. That's what I started the tweet off by saying I wanted to see Ilya Dragunov versus John Cena. We may get it, we may not, but that is currently one of my matches that I really, really want to see. Ilya John would be incredible. But yeah, down for Trick Williams versus John Cena. If they go in that direction, just don't know if they're gonna. Logan Paul. A lot of people got mixed opinions on this dude right now, and rightfully so, but Logan Paul at this moment is still very good at what he does in a WWE ring, and I think the electricity between Logan Paul and John Cena would be must-see TV. In fact, I'd go as far to say that this is probably going to happen. It would elevate Logan Paul. Even if he loses to Cena, if he beats him especially, it will elevate this dude up the card. And after losing the the United States Championship, Logan Paul needs a bit of a rebound feud and something that doesn't feel like a step down the card. You know, he can't just go back to feuding with, I don't know, like if he started feuding with Andrade, no offense to Andrade, but that's a step down the card. Logan Paul, with the social media followers that he has, with the attention he brings when he goes into WWE, he should be elevated up the card and treated a little bit more like a spectacle. John Cena versus Logan Paul, say at Elimination Chamber, must see. John Cena versus Logan Paul at Royal Rumble, must see. I don't think it's a Mania match. It could be a Mania match, but I think John Cena needs just something a little bigger at Mania than Logan Paul. Regardless, this match would slap. And the last one, John Cena versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania one final time. Now look, John Cena and Randy have never faced each other one-on-one at WrestleMania, which is an insane stat to actually say. It's crazy that that's never happened, and this has to be tempting, especially if, say, somehow Randy Orton wins the World Heavyweight title from Gunther. Now, if he does, dude, this writes itself, doesn't it? Because John Cena and Randy Orton are two legends of this business, and going down at WrestleMania for the world title would be must-see, regardless of what you think about the build, regardless of what you think of the actual matchup. It would be must-see TV for sure. It would draw a lot of eyes. Do I think we're going in this direction? No, because we've seen it a million times. It's exactly what I've said about every single other superstar that brings this nostalgia factor to John Cena. We've seen it. We've seen this thing. So why would we use some of John Cena's final matches to replay matches that we've already seen? Get new talent in there, elevate new talent, because John Cena's only around till WrestleMania 41. We got to make use of this man's star power in order to elevate the next generation of superstars. So as cool as this is, as cool as the nostalgia factor is, as cool as it would be to say John Cena and Randy Orton finally got their one-on-one match at WrestleMania, I would much rather see Gunther or, gosh, any of the other names that we mentioned. But those are some of the names that come to mind when thinking who should John Cena face in his final retirement run here. This will be a lot of fun. I'm super excited to see what's next for John Cena. But while you're at it, you guys might as well leave a like on this video. Make sure you leave a comment letting me know what match you want to see from John. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so you always know when we upload another video. We upload literally every single day, so don't miss out on this channel. Hit that sub button, and we'll see you guys soon.